Getting this.
Yeah, exactly. That's the entire point. Yeah.
Hi. Good evening. It's been a very relaxing weekend for me. Chilling. I've been chilling at home. Yeah, just relaxing basically.
Okay. If I could ask you a question, what's your expectation from today's masterclass? What do you hope to get out of it?
Uh, I I just would like to know how to target right in tech, basically. I've been more of a B2C person. I would like to know how to do it with tech.
Okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And interesting feedback. I'd like to take one more person just to kind of just get us going, so everyone could be ready. You already told me what you just entered. Maybe you could tell us a bit about your evening. You already told me what Adepeju. Okay. I'll just go right ahead and just get to this. It will make a lot of sense if some of us put on our cameras. It helps me, it helps you. It becomes very conversational if I can see faces of the people on this call. It's not compulsory if it's a big difficult thing for you to do, but it just helps the conversation. Right now, it looks like I'm talking to a wall, and I have like stickers of people, so it's not really helping. Okay. Today, I'm sure all of us understand why we're here, and it's basically because we have brought together this particular topic to educate people on this very, very important piece of what tech is about. And I'm sure for most of us, you don't necessarily need to be a product manager. You don't need to be even a tech person. And I like how Shade replied and said she's a B2C person. She would like to see how product market fit is just done in tech. And that's very, very good and good as okay. Um, okay, can someone mind Emilia, your mic is on. If you can switch it off, that helps. Okay. Okay, good stuff. Yeah. Okay, of course. My name is John Onifade. I've been a sort of an everything person, more like a generalist. But with product management, I have like a decade experience building amazing products that help lots of millions of users in different parts of the world. I have like keen interest in building out things that can scale, meaning uh, building out things that one person can use, then 10 people can use it, then 1 billion people can use it. That is what scalable products means and platforms. And I've done that in different verticals, in fintech, in edtech, and all of that. I currently lead the team of TechScale UK. And what we do is that we teach people easy to learn skills and kind of transition them into what the tech industry is. We run these through a series of programs which you'll be introduced to before the end of the masterclass. One of the key things we teach is to bring up topics that we do think people would need to be able to be successful professionals in tech. And one of the ways we do this is in doing free masterclass where people that do not necessarily want to join us can just be part of and get a taste of what it means to be in Tech UK. Then again, for some of us that don't really need a trainer, probably not just interested in tech, you can still join the communities partaking things like this. We do this almost twice monthly, bringing professionals and experts from different fields to take on different topics in tech. Today, I will be speaking around this is structure of the conversation we'll be having. Introduce what product market fit is, talk a bit about market, considering product market fit is about market. That's why market is inside product market and the fit. So I'll talk about market, understanding target market, what we need to know how to do, what we need to focus on. I'll speak a bit on how to also deep dive into markets, the kind of techniques, method that we use as product managers to be able to do this thing. Also speak a bit on developing personals, then research, pinpoint, and identifying what people really need. Then, of course, now making all of this become something of value and what we call value proposition. Then this highlight some case studies of popular products which we have all used, and kind of run some activities if we have the time for that. While I'm doing this, I'm not just going to speak in on the slide. Uh, every now and then, I'm going to take a pause, ask questions. If I don't get feedback, I'll call someone out, then we all can be part of this. I really do not enjoy just speaking to a camera and just talking to people that are probably not paying attention. So we're all in this together. If you know you've not been participating, just kind of just drop. So when I call you, you don't keep mute and not have something to say. Okay, according to Harvard, most of startups will fail. I'm sure we all know this already. If you don't know this, that means you've not worked in a startup. Most of the products you build will fail. Most of the startups will fail. Most of the investment in some of these startups will fail, and that's why we call them startup because they don't need extensive setup to really come together. And when they fail, they can really just change and move into something else. That's why people say startup is a game of young people because you can take more risk, right? Um, and how startups fail is because they fail at achieving sustainable growth. Now, the underlying factor in this is sustainable growth. A lot of startups will experience growth, but it needs to be sustainable, meaning the growth needs to be able to meet their own needs. It needs to balance their papers. It needs to keep them running, right? And most of the important thing that causes this is that people build what people don't want. For example, I could get on this call and put on this camera and start dancing. When you join this call or join this masterclass, you saw the topic, you probably did some research. Some of you have some prior knowledge of what a product market fit is, what market is, what product is. But I could just come in today and tell you to dance and start dancing. I'm sure half of the people on this call would leave immediately because it's not just what you need. You didn't come to this masterclass to learn how to dance. And if I'm trying to dance to use it to understand for you to understand product market fit, it won't have really met your expectation. And I'm sure at that particular this particular 1 hour, even though you might enjoy me dance, you might find it funny, it is not just what you need. So for you as a market, I've not been able to meet your need. I hope that kind of explains or sets the ground for some of the conversation we'll be having going forward. If you feel like you have questions while I'm talking, please just signify by. There's a wave side of Google Meet that I can just click on. Then I'll call you. Then you get to speak about whatever your question is. So, what is product market fit? When a product meets the need of the target market so well that customers are satisfied and the demand is strong, then the business can go sustainably. Simple. When you do something, a product is anything. It could be how you saying, it could be a service, it could be a dry cleaner. That service can be termed a product. You could be selling toothpaste or wig or or maybe selling cars or truck. What it means is that you are giving something of value and it meets the needs of some people. Now, I didn't say everybody. You are not, even Jesus Christ doesn't satisfy anybody. You're not sugar. Everybody can even take sugar. So there's a target market for everything in this world. Except you probably sell oxygen or something. Then that's when you probably do not have a target market. It means that when you create something of value, there's a certain group of people that you think will need that thing that they have built. When Apple designed this laptop, they assumed that people want to get online and do internet things. Could be in working documents, doing Instagram, whatever it is. There are some people that are not capable of doing that. Their intellectual level does not meet the requirement for them to use something like this. They are outside the target market for Apple. And again, it's not just important that you create value. People that create value need to be satisfied and they need to want it. And you know that if you combine these two things, automatically, whoever is giving that value will get from it can grow. It's just like somebody selling bread. You're making, sorry, I hope we're all Nigerians or people that understand the context of African settings. And you're selling tea beside the bread. There's a market fit. Or you're selling coffee at the train station. It confirms that people that probably jump on trains need to go to work, need to do their businesses. It's a long ride. People will need to take coffee to keep them awake. People need to. It's just giving people value where they need it and ensuring that they need it so much that your business can survive. Does this make sense? Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Yeah, fantastic. Oluwa Tomilola, can you tell me your understanding makes sense to you? Fantastic. Tolulopa Oshinobi. I want someone to tell me I'll probably get okay, it's fine. If you can't go, I was hoping to hear somebody's voice. I don't want it to be one minute.
Hello.
Yeah. Shade, you can go here.
So for me, I'll say that it does make sense if you know where to find your target audience and then put the product in their faces. Yeah.
Fantastic. So having something of value, it's not just enough. Taking it to where people want it is enough. I could be selling bottled water, right? And I'm selling it beside where could be where people already have water. You're not going to make a lot of sales. You need to take what is creating value to where people are, and that makes sense to me. And please, if anything I'm saying is not really clear to you, just ask me questions, and you can. And if you think I'm wrong, also ask me a question. Um, Now, the first thing you have to understand, like Shalia said, is understanding your target market. And why you need to understand target market is that without the market, without understanding what the market means or what it looks like, you can't even identify where your market is, where the people you want to sell to, where they go to, what they are doing, where to really even place your product on. It will be a very, very difficult thing. Um, and one of the reasons why you need to understand your target market is you have to identify their needs and problems. That's essential. Anything you are doing, be it in product management, any product you are building, the first thing that you have to understand before building a product is the needs and the problems. Products is different from projects. Most times with products, there's no ready need. There's nobody sitting in one place that is asking you, go and do this thing, then I'll pay you for it. You build it, then take it to the market and hope to sell it. So without identifying needs and problems, you won't be able to think of, oh, people need this, people need to be able to do this. I can use this to solve this problem. Number two, it helps to tailor your solutions. Three, also helps you understand where you need to pull your resources to. It helps you improve how you talk to your customers. Then, of course, he kind of confirms to you that this exists, people need this. Also gives you an advantage. And also, you can be able to say, my market is 10 people, they're going to become 100 tomorrow. I hope to sell to 70% of them, meaning if 10 people become 100, I'm selling to 70 people. It's just very straightforward. And how do you define the first thing? Second thing is to define your target market, right? And when I say define, you don't create them or you're setting them up. That's not what it is. It means that you need to know to yourself who are the people buying your market. We run this program, and if you ask me, and I'm sure most of you guys here can be able to clearly define who we are targeting this program for. We are targeting it at because it's clear. We call it the career transitioning course. The language of how the training is delivered, the language of the slides you're looking at, the way I'm talking about it, it's our possible best to simplify what we are talking about. This same thing can be delivered to another level of audience in different language. But because we, when we started this, the first thing we try to do is to define who needs this. Once we can make that decision and say, these are the people that need this, every other thing we do going forward falls into that. It's just like in what most of us will probably be able to relate to in the dating scene, right? And I'm sure we all do that. You'd know people not looking at you. You know people that will not listen to people like you. We all know that it's a mental conversation. You know, this is not my type. That's why I want to tell you, you're not my type, or you're not my level, or something. And that means you feel that defining your target market. And that's the first most important thing to do to achieve product market fit. And how do you do this is by identifying demographics. Like I said, what is the age? What is the gender? What is the income? What kind of jobs are they doing? What level of education do they have? Where are these customers? This helps you figure out who exactly you need to be selling to. Does this make sense? Good. Also, you go deeper by understanding what really just gets them. We run this Tech UK career transitioning program, and I must tell you, you understand there's no 60-year-old here. A 70-year-old man will not join this call. It's possible, but those are outliers, right? We know exactly the type of people that will come for our programs. They can run a laptop, we know. We know they are the productive people in the society, right? We know the kind of jobs that they are doing. We know even what motivates them. It's not random. It's because we've done some serious work to understand what our target market is, what exactly are we trying to, people we are trying to solve problems for. And I'm sure some of us that really do not do product management off this call will start saying, okay, I think I used to do this now. Everybody does this, right? We all kind of think through. Yes, the act of product management is our ability to bring structure and define this properly. When you understand your psychographics, meaning you can understand these people and pay more attention to them to see what exactly are their needs. I could tell you off the ground that most people that would, let's say, buy a waist trainer wants to do some certain things. In fact, nobody needs to tell that they probably have something coming up. In a couple of, they need to get to some look. People that will come for trainings like this need to move. Most times, people already have something that they are doing, but they need to go beyond what they're just doing. They need to get into the tech ecosystem. They need to find jobs that really fulfill them. They need to get jobs that make them work from home. They need to also increase their income level. All of that are the people that we're talking to. Now, even when you find these people, then you now need to segment them, meaning you need to, because you have to pay attention to them. And if you kind of look at these people from a very high level, you won't really understand what makes them tick and the real problems they have. So what you try to do is to now break them into smaller groups and say, okay, let's put men here, let's put women here. They can sit to them and say, okay, women, what do you want? Men, what do you want? And all of this is to just help you understand, what do these people really want? What is my market about? What are the things that I can really do for them? And if you're already doing it for them, how can I make it better? How can I just understand some of the things that they need more? Where are these people? Are they on Twitter? Do you place things on Nigeria UK community? Are they on Instagram? Do they open Snapchat? Do they watch YouTube? All of that comes together when you kind of pay attention to what your market's about. And the best way to do this, after to define your market again, is to do every research. People from marketing background, I'm sure maybe Shade or someone on this call would understand the value of this. There's no marketing without research, meaning doing some intelligent work to know these things I've been talking about. Say, for example, I want to start selling, build a competitor to beverage Coke. You know Coke, you know Pepsi, right? Coca-Cola, Pepsi. The first thing I would try to do is to ask myself if people need another product apart from Coke and Pepsi, right? I mean, if I have all the resources in this world, that's the first question I need to answer. Why? Because everybody will ask you, "Ah, guy, you want to start another Coke like John Coke or Texas Coke? What exactly is what you thinking about? I mean, we don't have another need for this, right? So doing research is the first thing that you need to learn how to do. In fact, your product market fit entirely hinges on how much you can know, how much you can get done, how much information you can get at this research phase. It's the most important part of it, because you can maybe stumble on defining your persona. You can do some things and might not get, might not understand how to define your market properly. But if you fail at research, everything crumbles, right? Because you're probably paying attention to the wrong things or not learning at all, right? And doing this research is important for understanding your customers' needs, the opportunities that exist in there, and the risk. This research phase helps you understand, refine your product based on feedback. And what that also means is that when you're even creating something of value, you still get to talk to your customers. For example, I'm sure most of the products we use, at some specific period, you probably get a survey. Do you like the way this makes you feel? Does it serve? Some of them even ask you more important questions. Like YouTube will tell you, have you seen any Coke advert? Does this help? Just basic questions that helps them understand what they need to be pushing to you and what it means. There are three ways to do this when doing research. Number one is there are primary research methods. Surveys, I'm sure we know what this means. Interviews, focus group, they are very, very much direct. You get that information directly. The secondary research method, where you go very macro, you look at reports in the industry, a lot of work people have done. You pay attention to your competitors, people in your space. You take it external and look at the environment where you want to work in. The third one is looking at trends, meaning what has been done in the past. Most likely will predict what's going to happen in the future. Am I making sense? Fantastic. Um, okay, good stuff. All right. Now, in all of this, I've been talking I'm not personalizing it. I'm talking about the people, the group, because you're not selling to one person. You can't possibly be selling to one person because that's not big enough market, right? So um, the conversation about market is not about one single individual. And if you take something to the market, you don't hope to just sell to one person. So you kind of think in terms of group, how these people look like. However, internally, in your conversation, like I've said, you need to go very granular. If you pick people and say, I want to sell to Nigerians, it's not enough. Or Africans or black people, you will never be able to accurately, okay, you never be able to accurately define what you need to build or be able to do product market fit. So you need to go beyond that and now say, okay, what does this actually mean in terms of um, um, isolating this market into individuals? So we do something called the customer personals. Customer personals, they are detailed, of course, fictional, meaning they don't really um, reflect actual character, and they help you understand the different segment of your target market. So, for example, like I said, Tech UK is a program designed for people living in diaspora in the UK trying to transition into tech. In this group, that's a very large group. There are people that have been in tech before, that are experienced, they've done this back from their own country. There are people that have never done this before that just wants to transition into it. Breaking these people into this segment helps us identify these markets properly so that we can make better decisions for them, right? And this segment is not even enough for us. We have now to build personals out of it. In products, we call it customer personals. What this means is that we create a fictional identity. So, for example, in Text UK internally, um, there's a John, there's a Grace. All these people are fictional personals defined to make conversation easier. And what does John want? He wants training, he wants to get a job, he wants to change his visa status, he wants to. So you build a lot of things around that person. It makes the conversation easier, it makes us to be very direct, and it helps us humanize our target audience. In our head, it kind of makes sense. If you worked in any product environment before, I'm sure this would be new to you. You always have names for your personals that you're talking about every single time. There's a question from Tomilola Love Committee. How do you carry out the research exactly? I mean, primary research. What kind of questions do you ask? How do you structure your research question and hypothesis from products on that point of view? Yes, all of these questions, there are different ways to do research. I can't go extensively into it because I have to cover all the areas of discuss. But what that means is that, like I've said, you can do surveys, you can do interviews. It's just basically activities that you do to be able to know some things, like you ask questions. For example, you have assumptions that you have made. There are some things that you've assumed. We assumed we wanted tech educated training, that people need tech training. And if you give people enough training, they can get jobs. That's an assumption, all right? I can need to validate that assumption or invalidate it. Then it becomes a theory. So what do? I go out and talk to people. I say, hi, you need tech training. Do you? Yes, no, yes. Tick, 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 tick. If I do that for 10 people, I get my answer. If people do need tech training, right? I can then do interview for this group and start talking to them. What do you need it for? Oh, I want to get a new job. I want to change my visa. I validate all my assumptions. And that's basically what this research is about in a very, very high level. And from a product person, from a product owner, what you need to do is to focus on the user, which is why we do these things. You're not talking to other people building it, you're not talking to computers, you're talking to people that will actually use your product. Because as a product person, your perspective needs to be user centric. You need to think like the people using it. Does that answer your question, Temilola? You can do a thumbs up if it does. If it doesn't, I'm happy to take it up again after this call. How do you create detailed personas? I'm trying so hard to not keep you here for more than 1 hour, because I know lots of people have their Saturday evenings lined up. So step to create details personas, right? Again, the first thing is research. Everything is research, research, research. You need to just know, right? Understand what the kind of people that you're building for look like, what they smell like, what are the things they do, where do they go to? Well, if they're not working, what are they doing? Where are they working from? How much do they earn? If you pay enough attention to these things, then you can use it to craft out personas, right? Um, you also identify key segment, like I've said, you put them into groups. They develop profiles for these things, right? Then you start adding to those profiling. So, for example, John in Text UK, we know before that John probably, as a personnel, probably needs something last 2 years. But the customers that we are targeting Text UK, every immigration change in employment law or changes strategically our own dynamics that will face this market. So we'll refine our personals. What it means is that your personal is not just a static thing that just sits in one place and you just do it. No, the more you know, the more research you get done, the more you go in and kind of refine it. And again, it's not It's not a linear thing. It's something that is very interjected, meaning you can identify key segment, add personal details before you even, of course, you do research first, essentially. So that is how to create detailed personals. Does this seem like a complex thing that or a simple thing that anyone can easily just get? I like anyone to just signify. Okay, I'll just go ahead. Yeah. Okay, this is a very clear sample of a user persona. If you're seeing my screen, this is a fictional identity of random people, right? However, these personas were created to drive conversations and understand what these people want. Random question. By looking at the face of these people, without even reading anything, what do you think, what kind of product do you think this person is building? Who can answer that question?
Looks like um, a beauty brand,
Fantastic.
beauty or wellness brand.
Yeah, fantastic. Who wants to
Or
go?
lifestyle too. Lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good answer. It's obvious Shadi has a bad marketing background. What that means is that by just looking at these people, there's identical. You can make some deductions, right? This is mostly a woman beauty product because these people just looking at it can take some like deduce some things from there, and that's how personals are strongly defined already in your head. If you want to sell to these people, you know the kind of things you sell to them. You're not going to go to these people and go and tell them, "Sorry, I have work tools. Come and buy a screwdriver." I mean, they probably will need it at one point, but that's not what will come to your head, right? You exactly know what to give to them. They'll say, "Oh, I have a board head." Like they don't need this product. So that's just what personas mean. It means that you create a fictional identity that then help you define the products you're working on. This fictional identity represents the kind of people that you're really selling to. Mentally, we do this for everything that we do. You have an idea of the kind of school you want, the kind of house you want to live, the kind of church you want to go to, husband you want to marry, wife you want to marry. You think about these things randomly, and you now fit whatever target or whatever thing you're doing into some of these boxes, which you create mentally. Validate your hypothesis in understanding, in finding a product market fit. Again, like I've said, you need to validate some assumptions that you have made. I use TechSUK as an example, and I'm probably going to use Netflix. I'm sure inside when they were trying to build Netflix, somebody sat down to me and said people would want to stream movies, right? People would want to watch movies on their laptop, on their TV, and I'm sure there will be a lot of feedback like, do you mean people don't want to own it like the way we own DVD? What if they want to play it again? Do you understand? Okay, how do actors are going to make money? How do you monetize this? So there'll be a range of questions that comes up when you're trying to build a product or sell a service, or whatever it is that you will need to sell to the market. There's a lot of things that comes up, especially even when you do research. There's a lot of things that you will not know in the beginning, right? Because every time you ask people questions, you have more questions, and this thing creates hypotheses, meaning things that you are not sure of. Hypotheses are not theories yet, right? They are things that you need to just validate. You want to be sure this thing is the truth or it's not the truth. So you make some assumptions. And in startup world, in products, all of us make some assumptions. If today I choose to sell t-shirts, I'm going to price it like, let's say, $100 per shirt, right? Because I want to target people that have small money. My assumption is that people will buy t-shirts from me for that price. My assumption is that my assumption is that people actually can afford to buy that t-shirt, right? My assumption is that people buy enough t-shirts for it to be a viable business for me. I could be wrong on all of these things, and I'm back to my house to go and well, I'll probably start selling amala or something. It's just what a product's about, right? Hypothesis needs to be validated, and you test hypothesis with MVPs. In product speak, what we call minimum viable product, and speaking like an Nigerian, I'm sure half of the people here are Nigerians. It's got atol. I like to call it atol. Like what's the smallest value that you can create? Why we kind of say smallest value is that it helps us be able to know if we're right or wrong. Remember when I told you I could start selling another version of Coke, like let's call it John Coke. If I want to know if people will buy this thing for me, for I'll be successful, The first thing I would just do is to build a basic version, maybe like a small sample size, like in B2C or on-ground products. Just like a small sample size. The first try and use it to test the market, because you need to know if people want it, right? And even if people want it, you need to know it meets the need of people exactly. And you get feedback. People tell you, it tastes like there's too much sugar, salt is too much. It's just even the same way artists do when they want to release music. If I'm Burna Boy now and I've done a lot of work in the studio, I've kind of cooked in beats, I've done all of that. I'll gather people in a room and do like a listening party for them, right? People going to tell me, this number five, now it's really banger. It sounds so good. This number two, no, remove this five, it's too sensitive, and all of that. That is also at that level, testing hypothesis, trying to understand if what they are trying to give to the market, they really just want it. Then after you get this feedback, it's not just enough that you get feedback. Or when you do, I release your MVP, and all people tell you this is good, this is not good. That's not the end. If you don't put that feedback on into your eventual product, then you have wasted that, right? We've seen a lot of people build product services where they get feedback that don't utilize it, and these are reasons why products sometimes don't achieve market fit. Before we proceed, random question: who can summarize what we've been talking about all day? I'm definitely not Falashade this time. I think it seems to be conversation. Famuyiwa Oluwadarasimi, are you on the call? Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can you
Hi, good
like
evening.
yeah, good evening. Can I just do like a small summary of all I've been blabbing about since the past 40 minutes?
Well, you've not particularly been blabbing, like you said.
I like to
You've been yeah. So we've been talking about understanding the market, right? Making research that will make your product a successful one. Yeah, and you gave us example of a customer personnel, how to build like a customer personnel to give like a valid example of the product you're trying to build, kind of like your customers, right? And yeah, you've also spoken about validate hypothesis, like you test your research kind of, yeah.
Okay, I think that's good enough. Considering it's probably your first time hearing this. For the people just tuning in, someone signify. Okay. Oh, Ibrahim Madugo, yeah, please go ahead. Ibrahim. Okay, I'll just continue. Basically, what I've been trying to talk about is products need to find a fit. It's big grammar, but what we are just saying is everything you need to do, some people need to want to buy it. Everything, and it's relevant in whatever it is we are doing in our own everyday life. Somebody needs to want your service. Somebody needs to find you worthy as a son. Somebody needs to find you worthy as a daughter. Somebody needs to want you enough to be a wife, to be it's in every single thing of our life. Now, in business, people need to want it enough and be able to give you exchange value for you enough to make sure you can do it. If you look around you, and I'm sure some of us have done it, there's a lot of fantastic, Ibrahim, no problem. And if you look around you and say, just look at friends you've had, or even by yourself, you can see a lot of instances where people try to do something and they fail at it. I have a particular friend that when I met her, she tried to sell food, she failed. She tried to sell clothes, she failed. She tried Instagram influencing, failed. It's some we'll probably laugh at people like this. I'm like, I'm sitting in one place, right? It's because she's experimenting and trying to see what do people really want. She kind of find her own corner in by being a LinkedIn influencer now. And what that means is that she, after I traced for a long time and talked to people, she realized, oh, maybe that's what people want from me. Yeah, in Tech UK, I used to give this funny example. If you spend a lot of time in tech, and you can probably see it manifest in lots of experienced people, most of the questions you get to answer is people telling you, come and teach me how you do it. And you can by yourself choose to monetize this or not monetize it. And by just doing it for free, I'm talking to people, I'm doing a lot of that and do, and all that. Eventually, if you have enough people asking you for this, you should be able to say, oh, yeah, there's a market enough to be able to do this. And that's basically what product market fit is. And how do you do this? Which is most of the things I've been talking about. You do this by understanding the market you want to sell to. How do you understand the market you want to sell to? By doing research, by creating customer personas. And that's all I've been talking about. Um, I mean, giving examples of building things and using it to test out the market, building, confirming hypotheses, and examples of this kind of thing. Meaning, when you create service, you create service in small quantity for people to test things out. If let's say I want to start doing comedy, and my friends and family might tell you, ah, John, you're very funny. Oh, yeah, you're a funny guy. They just like me. They're probably in love with me and just giving me, making my head swell. I'll know for sure if I can do comedy. The first day I gather 50 people that don't care about me in the room, and just hold the mic and say, Shola today, blah, 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 blah. If I'm very funny, they're going to laugh and say, God, I'm going to come back for your show. It makes sense. Maybe you should stop talking about women more. You talk about guys a bit. No, don't go to religion. It's too sensitive. Doing people very, they'll give me lots of feedback, right? Or the ambience, it's sweaty. Your camera is not good enough. You need to trim down your beard. You need to wear a suit. Whatever it is that they think will make me be better, they're going to give me feedback, right? And I'm going to now take this feedback to improve whatever it is I want to do and encourage myself and confirm if you really want me to be a comedian or I'm good at it. Then now use it to move forward. Uh, does that make sense, right? Okay. So example,
Yes,
you can just thumbs up. You don't need to. When I ask question, you can just do so that I know. Yeah, fantastic. Examples of using hypothesis and research to create a product. Number one is Airbnb. Some of us have used Airbnb. For others that have not used Airbnb, Airbnb is a service, just like an hotel, that you can rent your house out for people to come and sleep in. If you have a three-bedroom flat, you can say, "Oh, I want to give one bedroom out, one bedroom out of my three-bedroom house." Random people will come to your house and pay you money to come and sleep over one night or do 1 week, whatever time you want to do, just like making your house into a hotel. Um, and when Airbnb started building this, their hypothesis, what they are trying to figure out is that travelers would prefer staying in local homes instead of hotels because hotels exist. If I'm traveling to, let's say I'm going to Toronto now, and I don't have any friend in Toronto, or maybe I have that I don't want to sleep in the house, I'll probably get an hotel, right? It exists, so there's no problem in this at this point. And I'm sure when Airbnb was thinking about it, that's the first question anybody asked. I don't understand it. This problem does not exist. It's just like Uber. Uber will tell you people have trouble finding cab. Where Lagos, I just have to flag that. Go ahead and there's a lot of yellow cabs. I don't have that problem. No, this thing doesn't. We don't have this problem, right? That's what lots of people say. Well, how can you really know or find product market fit, or how did they arrive at building a product that is very successful? Is that they tested it out. They didn't listen to what maybe somebody like John would tell them, like, and be like, you want to rent your house out. So what will happen to a woman? You want to be renting your house out. Do you even understand how this sounds to you? They come and beat you or rob you or something. I'm sure most of us will think about this thing, but it works. Airbnb works all over the world. In Nigeria, works in Lagos, works everywhere. And it's based off them understanding that people actually do need this thing and it can work. So how do you validate hypothesis? In their own case, they believed that people will be able to go to people's homes over hotel. And how they did this by taking initial feedback, doing a lot of analysis, trying to understand the market. Again, remember, I told you that the first thing you need to understand is how to define your market. So once you have defined the market, you can be able to analyze this market and talk to people. If I want to ask a random question, for Airbnb, who are their target markets? What are the people that they will try and pay attention to? Tell me what that is. You have a beautiful name. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. I feel like they would probably target more of families, like families that want to travel like in groups
Mhm.
or something. Yeah, they would definitely want to target families.
Okay. I will also stab at it, take a stab at it. Father Shadi, you can do this time. Don't worry. Or anybody else.
okay.
Okay, but
Can I go?
yeah, please, go ahead.
Can I go?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I also think they would target people who are into lifestyle brands, like individuals that have personal like lifestyle brands, people who like to travel, content creators that like to document their
Fantastic.
experiences when they travel. I also think that they would fall under their target audience.
Fantastic feedback, even though your network is not very good. But I get what you're saying. And both of you, and both Oluwadara and me, you're very right. Meaning travelers, that's just what it is. Whether family, people that are doing those ones are now you have done market segments, which is basically what you guys have just the answer you have given me, a segment of the market. But if I want to talk about the marketing, so I'll say travelers, family, people traveling in groups, there's a segment of the market. Influencers, people that need to get rent Airbnb to pretend like it's their house because hotel is not your house, right? And they need those things for their Instagram influencers. That's a segment. So, and if you want to build a service today, I guess in your board, in your room, those are the kind of things that you'd have carefully spelled out. People that want to do this, family people that want to do this. Does that make sense in using in your feedback in understanding market segment? Fantastic. Yeah, good. So what did they do? These founders, the people that try to build Airbnb, they rented out their own apartment because nothing better than testing it yourself. And when they saw that people actually came to come and rent their house, what did they do? They knew that they cannot build a platform because there's enough people that actually need this. Slack is a messaging channel for businesses. It helps teams communicate better. If you work in most tech startup, you probably would have experienced Slack. You have used Slack at one point. And what's their hypothesis? That teams need a better way to communicate. If you ask me, what do teams need to communicate? They have WhatsApp, they have email, they have phones. What else do they need to communicate again? Right? It's not something I think I'll spend my time on. But they have a different approach to it and choose to kind of even understand more. And that's how they kind of do their own MVP test, meaning they build a small version of the product and use it in the market. And what did they do, right? Surveys and interviews, that's the first that they do. Review that many teams are not happy with existing communication. So people don't like sending emails. In today, people want to chat. Imagine wanting to tell someone and say, can you send the document to them? Say, hi, Lulu. Hope you're having a good day. Can you please send the document to me? It's too much stress. Imagine I want to say more than not is that we people of this generation do not like it. We want to chat. We want to say, hi, I beg send the document to me. Please send the document to me ASAP. That's what we do, right? So MVP testing, and that's what Slack saw and chose to build this product. So they released the early version to a small group of users. Again, like I've said, you can do different research, interviews, surveys, secondary research, you can do focus groups, you can do quantitative analysis. And they in this side choose to do release to a small group of users. And they took their feedback to be able to improve their product, and which they are still doing every single time the product gets better, meaning it gets improved on. Okay, am I making sense? Fantastic. Yeah. Now, in this your research, there's one single thing you're looking for. Where are people actually feeling pain? What's actually not working? Right? What exactly do people need to? So I was in a conversation with a team last week, and I just randomly pulled into it. They are trying to solve a problem in the travel industry. The hypothesis is that people do not like applying for visa. There's nothing more truer than that. If anybody had applied for visa before, I, it's a tedious process, especially if you're in Nigeria and worse, right? And how they've been able to that's where this coming from. Okay, good feedback. Please let's let them on. We trust you to not omit your mic when you're in the market or something. So we don't just keep that here. Yeah, so methods to uncover pain points, meaning that for everything we are doing, when you do your research, you need to understand where the show is paining people, and that's where these pain points come from. Just like in doing research, your research is not baseless. You're not doing it for just play. You're not just doing it to play. You're trying to understand where people actually need your product. You're trying to understand what I've built. Do people actually need it? And where exactly do I need to really fix this product, fix this pain points? It's okay, not the most important, but one of the most difficult things to do. Because sometimes where you think is a problem is not where the problem is. And how do you do this? You know this by doing research. You do your surveys, again, a part of primary research. You do usability test. I mean, when you have defined what you want, you test it with people. You say, I beg, use it, taste my food. I know a friend that tried to be selling food, and she's terrible at making food, right? She can't cook, to be honest. But she'd cook and say, oh, help me test it. And I mean, I just say that, oh, yeah, not bad. But I kind of advised her that the pain points of the people you're solving for, it's not good food. Men don't really they just want available and fast food. Because in the UK, if you have the time, if you have the energy, you can go to the market and cook. So most times people that are buying your food cannot cook, do not have the time. So if you make your food available and on time, and you make ordering easy for them and fast, forget about if it does, except it's poison. It doesn't need to be very, very good with taste. So that's understanding what your pain points. Even though you are selling food, it is the speed of the food and the availability of it that you're actually just really solving. It's not what the taste of the food. So you can spend that time cooking and making the food taste better and making it the best tasting food in the world, and now make it slow to be delivered. She had misaligned in terms of what our customers want. And that is how to work over pain point by doing surveys, by testing things out, by doing social media listening. It's underrated, social media listening, especially Twitter. If you want to do direct feedback, you can know everything you want to do. If you know how to use it as a resource, you can find out anything you want in this world by just listening to what people are saying or talking about. It's map and analytics, meaning some people take it further. For example, I have a very funny habit. Anytime I want to build anything or solve anything, I will just go to Google and do and search. Let's say I want to learn business analysis and put it in your Google search. And you can do analytics to say, when are people actually putting this in the, when are people searching for this? And the result will shock you. People will search for this when they are done graduating from university, right? Especially in the UK, when people are being, they want to learn BA, they want to learn product management. You learn a lot from doing that. There are advanced methods to do this. With AI tools, you can do amazing things by deploying their products. There are things that you can really look at to be able to make sense of this. Customer support interactions, meaning if your product is already out already, meaning there are people using it and they are complaining, you need to understand what they are saying. It's just like if you have a supermarket and you are selling clothes or something, and you're not there, it doesn't help you. Even if you have 10, the day you go there and sit down with people buying and you are talking to them and say, shopping, this your shop is too hot. To enter this place is too inside. The road is bad. You're already understanding what is giving people problems, and you're trying to solve it immediately. You know that you have to put a shop closer to them because they don't want to be coming inside because the road is bad. You also do competitors analysis, meaning every time you are trying to build something or sell something, there's somebody else doing it too. If I want to start selling car, the first thing I will do is I will go around and look at all the car mats in Leeds. I say, what do they do? You need space. Okay. You need to have a website. Okay. You need a fine show glass. You have to look at what people are, what your competitors are doing. That helps you understand what people really need. Because if everybody is doing the same thing, then it shows you that there's actually value in it, if that makes sense. Then after you have figured these things out, you are not going to find out one single thing or four. You're going to have like a list of 20 of pain points. You also now need to prioritize which one you want to solve or which one you don't want to solve. Right? And how do you do this, right? Once you identify pain point, you have to prioritize them based on how important is the problem to the customer. Like I've said, I want to sell food. I know people want delicious food. I want people want food to be available when they want it, even if it's Sunday midnight. I know people want the kind of people who want. I already know this. But these are all three different problems. If I need to solve one fast, I know that making food available is the most important thing. Like I advise my friend, forget about taste for now. You can improve on it later. The most important thing people want is for you to get this food ready, even if it's 2 a.m. You don't tell them order 2 days before. I need bowl of okra. I'm bringing it now. I need jollof rice. It gets in 15 minutes. That's what people want, right? And this helps you also feasibility, meaning what you can get done. That my friend that sells food, whatever she needs to do, she can't learn how to cook delicious food at the moment. She's trying her best. She has all the resources. She can't just cook. It's a public gift. So for her to get better, maybe she needs to subscribe to either Bassett School of Cooking or go home or invite her mom to be cooking for her or hire someone to cook for her. But you need to also understand what is possible within what you are, which is what we call feasibility. All of these things will be able to help you define which one you need to do first and which one you need to do later. Am I making sense? I think I am. Also, when you've done that, you now have to, in product management, you need to build products, build your features to directly address the identifying pain points. You have not said that people ordering food and delivering on time is the pain point. How do you now build out your service, whatever she's doing, to make sure that it really just solves that particular pain point, right? So she will build a feature and say, order now, or instant food. Meaning you don't even need to know the just click on something, put what you want, put the address, and click pay and pay. You don't want to be telling them sign up, you're doing this, what's your mother's age. You can be doing that after the food has been made because you need to accelerate. Speed is the most important thing. So your feature or the food you want to sell need to be attached to speed, right? And at the same time, you need to also be making sure that you are continuously improving on the product because you will be knowing more or what people want to be changing. If the demography of a market changes significantly and she wants to sell food, automatically she needs to change what her product is about. Maybe people now want food that tastes good. They don't want speed anymore. Am I making sense? If you have questions, raise up your hand. So I need to run a bit more. I think I'll probably just indulge you guys and spend some 6 or 7 more minutes kind of really cover all of this. I know we promised this to be a 1 hour session. So apologies for this. I know the moderators already sending me questions. So kind of just round up. Yes, when you understand what people want, you understand the market, you've done your research, you've identified pain points, you've aligned your features to be able to meet the pain points. What do you now do? You now create value. You draft clear value propositions. In this example of food that I've used, I've already defined the value proposition. I said, buy food instantly. It's very easy for me to come out to define because I already know what people want. They want fast food. So buy food on time or immediately. Everything I'm going to do is to make sure people can get food in record speed. And once I've crafted that value proposition, which is what people want in clear terms, the next thing I'm going to do is to now communicate value to the target market, meaning buy food from anywhere. Single men or young boys in Leeds buy food instantly. I'm going to communicate value to my target market. Like, for example, text you say career transitioning, leave your become a product manager in 6 weeks because we know people want to do it very fast. So all of this is by understanding market. Then you also need to differentiate yourself from competitors. People will say boot camp. People will say we felt food bastardized. Okay, people say boot camp. People would say okay. Question, please. I don't have a lot of time, so Ibrahim, please go ahead. Madugo. Oh my God. Okay. That's what I know. So yes, that's how you develop valuable positions.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know my mic was on me. I have two
So
questions.
please,
The first question is that is SWOT analysis also part of secondary research for product
please,
management?
it is. Yeah. That makes
All right.
please.
My second question is this, sir.
Go
I
ahead.
got you. I got you. I'm getting on my second question. Can I proceed?
Yeah, please proceed. Yeah.
All right. So my second question goes as follows. Earlier this year, I attempted to build a product. It was a simple food product, right? And we tested at a food. I don't know the name they call it. It's not exactly a food seminar. It was more like a product marketing kind of thing. I don't okay, like a product launch, something like that. So we tested the food and we provided only 10 samples of the food and within 3 minutes we were sold out. In that kind of scenario, can that be like a pointer of like how fast you can achieve product market fit? Because
Yeah. It
it
is.
to prior to that time we had not done anything at that point. We just came and said, okay, this is available, please just let like and we also attached the price to it because we wanted to see like how people would see the whole thing as in from the affordability aspect now. So we just provided you 10 pieces and then within 3 minutes it was all exhausted. We also provided feedback from, so like from that kind of experience, can you say that the speed we can achieve product market fit is high?
Yes, that's an indicator that people want to eat your food and your food tastes good automatically, right? It's common sense. Forget all this framework we are doing. You sold food and it gets sold out immediately. Automatically means that people want that food. It could be because of the timing of when you place the food. It could be because of the location. Your job is now need to define. You can first answer the base question. People want food. So you now have other questions that comes up. Is it that they want food at the time you took it there? Is it that they bought your food because the normal person that used to sell is being open today because she lost her husband? Is it that whatever it is that made that happen, you need to now do a lot more analysis to understand it properly. But it's a good indicator that you should go ahead, right? Nobody needs to even, you don't need to be educated to kind of think that way, like tomorrow you go there with more food because you know that people will buy it. So that's a very good indicator that you are finding fit. It's not enough. It's not the only indicator to people say you found fit. Until you can sell food and it's sustainable, you are making enough money to buy your clothes, feed yourself, then or run the business. That's when you can say you found fit. So finding fit is a journey. Tex UK has not found fit. We are still refining and trying to find fit, right? If that makes sense. So, what are the things that you track to find your product market fit levels? Again, like I said, it's a journey. So it's levels, meaning I'm close to finding product market fit. I'm iterating to find product market fit. It's not a where you get into. And what are the things you look at to make sure that your business is sustainable because you're making enough money to run the business? Retention rate. How many people are coming on board and staying? How many people are buying your food, rice, and coming back? If they buy it one time, voila, because it's not good enough for you, right? Activation rate. How many people are saying it and actually buying? They might be coming around you and be gisting, or maybe you're a fine girl, and or maybe you're attracted. They're just going to come and flirt and love that. They're not buying your food, or they're just pretending like they want to buy food or just hanging around. You need to act. People will actually need to activate and actually use the product. How many people are actually engaging? How many people in product speak? How many people are actually interacting with the product? Some might not use it or give you money, but they are interacting with it. It's a very good signal. Referral rates. How many people have used your product or service and have brought in their friends and family? Number 5 is how many people are spent enough time, how much value are you getting from customers within a very long period, meaning they are coming back and coming back and coming back. Also, how long does it take for people to be able to use your product or get value? Number 7, market share. What is your own how much of the markets do you have? Again, we already have defined markets. How many people out of people buying food, how many are you selling to? If I say it's just 1%, is it good enough? So if you are selling to like 60% of people in um, you are selling to 60 people, 60% of people, maybe you have more than half of the market share. Also, what is the are people interested in giving you feedback and what are they really telling you in terms of feedback? Also, feature adoption usage, meaning how many people are actually using the new things you are launching to the market. Then customer acquisition cost, which is how much does it take you to acquire customer? How much are you spending on marketing? How much are you giving out to really bring people in? I'm trying so hard to kind of also through the rest of it. I know it's a very, very extensive topic to talk about in 1 hour, so please indulge me if I'm using more than your allocated time. If you don't have the time, you can also easily drop off. Tools and techniques for measurement, right? How do you really do this? The same thing I said, survey feedback, analytics, and using your own customer relationship management, whatever you have inside the house, they're easy to manage your customers. You talk to people. Again, if you use Google Play Store now, or maybe use one product, they'll ask you, rate us or just a review to help you to help them understand how you're really feeling, right? Also, like I've said previously, there are platforms that helps you do this, that can use to monitor analytics. Of course, customer relation software, management software means if you're doing a business, there's a place where you're collecting customers' information, whether you're writing it in a book. This helps you understand more to be able to measure how people are really feeling about what you are doing. If you are even selling clothes, you are collecting people's phone number and name so you can call and say, Mr. John, we are not seeing you again. What's happening? What's going on? All of that. Then you analyze that result. You just collect it to refine strategy. If you collect this feedback from people that are using your product and you don't use it to change your plans, it's just a waste. You can talk to people and get all the information, and you don't choose to kind of use it to understand what people want, understand the pain point of what they really, where they really want this service used, and we are not using it to improve and experiment again. Then it will still be a failure. Case studies of successful product market fit, meaning products that we all use today that have been very successful. Netflix, all right? Netflix transformed the way people consume entertainment by giving people everything that they want. There's 1 million movies. I get confused by it. And they kind of make it subscription model, meaning you just, whether you watch or you don't watch, you pay them money. And what did Netflix understand? Because what did they learn from their research and all of that? They understand the importance of understanding what people want and adapting their business model accordingly. They keep changing. Just like Twitter now, Twitter is making an assumption that people will pay to use the platform. Whether it's successful or not, we will know in a couple of that, or they will know already by now. Because it used to be free, but we're now paying for it. YouTube is doing the same for you to be able to pay to watch YouTube without watching ads. It's them trying to find product market because you need to make enough money to keep it going. Zoom is another example. I'm sure we all know Zoom. It's a video conferencing platform. Zoom success highlights the importance of addressing emerging needs, such as remote or distance learning. When Zoom was building this, COVID didn't happen, right? We had like video, because without COVID, why do we need to do video calls like that? It wasn't something very popular. But Zoom found product market fit immediately COVID happened. That people can actually do important stuff by not being together physically, by doing it online, and that's what has led to success of your product. What are the big problems you have in achieving product market fit? Not understanding what people want is the biggest problem. I can take an umbrella um, to where it doesn't rain. It doesn't make sense. Like I said, you can take bottled water to where it's there's no the weather is very cold. Nobody's buying bottled water from me or cold water. Imagine take that thing that they sell in Nigeria and bring it to Leeds during when it's not summer, during winter. Nobody's buying it from you because nobody needs that, right? Continue landscape. If there are too many people doing the same thing you're doing, you can't really find product market. I mean, there's not enough people to sell to. Limited resources. You cannot just do it. You don't have money, you don't have the energy, you don't have the brain, you don't have the skill, you can't do it. Ineffective messaging, meaning if you don't know who you are selling to, what you are selling, and what they want, your communication will be wrong to them. Imagine telling you to come and learn, come and join Tech UK to become come and join Tech UK to become a an engineer or something. Like it's probably not what people really want to hear. They want to find jobs, to get a job that you want, right? Misalignment with market trends. Yeah, people might be moving away from tech towards healthcare work, or maybe moving away from tech towards fashion. You need to be able to move accordingly when people with the market, right? I'll probably take questions for 2 minutes and I'll talk about this last slide. Then we can bring it to an end. Who has questions?
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, is it safe to say that detailed persona and demographics and psychographics are the same?
Not exactly the same.
What is it?
Demography is very external, right? You group people based on their identity.
So in this case now, I'm putting both demographics and psychographics together as
Yeah,
one.
it's fine. You can lump them together as one. Again, what you really should focus on is what you're trying to understand, not the frameworks or the conventional name we are calling it, right? You need to know people based on their identity, a man, a black man. It's very important, right? Because when you understand their identity, you know how they want to use your product or how what is important to them. And psychography is how they think. You need to know a man thinks very from a woman, a black man thinks very from at different circumstances. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
All right.
My second question is the difference between a product manager and a brand manager.
And a brand manager.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so a brand manager, in my understanding, manage the perception of a product, right? A product needs to exist before there's a brand manager, right? It's manage the identity, how it's being perceived, how people use it, and how people understand it, how people feel it, and all of that. Product goes deeper because a product manager, sometimes there's no product. You need to first define what people want and build that to a product before a brand manager can brand it, before a brand even exists. If that makes sense, Shadi. Fola Shadi, sorry.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right.
But in terms of, sorry, because in
Right.
terms of what they do sometimes, it feels, well, I used to think that they have like a lot of similarities
Yeah.
because as a brand manager, you are in charge of the brand from A to two, whether it is whether we are talking about the um, perception of the brand and to the brand quality and, everything that has to do with the brand.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. As a product manager, the marketing responsibility of your product is yours. So I don't see any product manager that will not really have input into the brand identity, the marketing identity, or the marketing messaging and all of those of the product. However, the basic difference is that for product management, it goes deeper than that. It goes into even development. I'm sure brand managers do not partake really in the delivery or development of the product itself. They don't have that complete responsibility of it. They might be stakeholders, but they are not the one building the product. For product managers, this is part of what you do. Yeah. So there's a take home. You get a slide via email if you have registered. So you can maybe just do this exercise at your own convenience. You can pick a random thing, right? Anything that you want to do. One business, one thing that you don't think exists. Maybe it's light bulb, selling soya, whatever it is. Do like a research, right? ask people what they want. How do you like your soya to taste? Do you like cow meat, chicken meat, whatever it is? Just do that. Then when you get that feedback, whatever your ideas that you have written down, you use it to refine it, right? Then you now can say who are the people that I want to be selling to, who are the people that used to buy these young people, whatever it is that you need to do. Then you use this feedback, you again take it back to the market and talk to these people that you have now that you have put into the segment. I'm saying men, women, young people, old people. Then when you talk to those people, you take their feedback again, use it to refine your product or service. Then if you have the time, you can use it to craft out a message and say, I'm selling suya for young boys and girls. I'm selling suya for this. Oh, I'm designing clothes or dresses for stylish black women. Selling air for black women. I'm selling cars for upwardly mobile young professionals. Whatever it is that you want to do, that helps you. Then you still agile and adaptive, meaning that you can continue iterating and getting those feedback and changing. And of course, you cannot go wrong with data. I mean, as much information that you have, then you can use it to kind of refine your product more. My understanding is that what I've spoken about has enriched your understanding of what you need to know to be able to sell a product in the market successfully, because that is what product market fit means. Ability to sell a product successfully in the market that it sustains your business. And that is what, yeah, when you can really say you found fit. That will bring us to the end of this masterclass. Um, I am doing this because it's an attempt to encourage people to learn tech skills. Um, this program is organized by Tech UK. It's a educational program that is set up by a group of friendly people, friends, families, people that like doing tech things or been in tech industry for quite a time. What we attempt to do is to bring all of us together to create an environment that we can learn this thing easily with the eventual goal of landing people into tech positions in global companies. Some of our people that come in do not end up in tech positions, but end up even building out tech solutions for themselves. And we also have business people that really just want to understand how to build businesses successfully. This training programs is for them. So we have a product management class where you learn things like this and more deeper things about this. I'm coming up next month, and I'm sure if you check the messaging channel or you go to www.techskill.uk, you can maybe just inquire, book a time, enroll, whatever it is you need to do to be able to get to those classes. We also do this in business analysis, cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, and project management. If any of these things I've spoken about really interest you, please come in, inquire, ask questions, and we'll be there. I'll be there. A lot of people will be there to welcome you and also embrace you to this community so that you can get the tech job that you want and also be able to learn about these things, even if it's just to improve your business. Thank you very much, everyone. If you have questions, I'll just take one more before I jump out of this. I've really enjoyed myself. Even though I didn't see lots of you guys, but thanks for the ones that gave feedback, that replied some of my questions, and made this even more fun for me. Thank you. It's been a fun time, and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Tolu and the rest of the team, do you have
All right.
final words? Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, John. You pretty much said it all. For those who are interested in getting a certificate after the class, I've also dropped a link in the chat for you to fill so that we can get your certificate across to you. And like John has said, we offer courses across product management, data analysis, and other courses also that we've dropped in the chat. So you can just book a call with us if you want us to guide you, want to learn more about how we work and everything that we do here at TechSkill UK. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. Please ensure to fill the form for the certificate, and of course, follow us on social media at TechSkill UK. We also drop the link to that, and where you can join our community also, and then follow us to learn more about more master classes and all other programs that we have here. All right, thank you, everyone, and thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your evening.